The history of all times and of today especially teaches that women will be forgotten if they forget to think about themselves. It is not easy to find information on women's thoughts during many periods in history. What were their dreams, their hopes for the future? What were they feeling, thinking? How did they experience their surroundings, the politics and cultural changes of their times? New York is no different, but luckily for us, there are many female writers who shaped the world of literature, particularly in the 20th century, allowing us a glimpse into their minds and their hearts. Many of them were famously based in New York City, just as much biased by their surroundings as all of us. They take us on a journey to see the city through their eyes, their times, and their own unique lives. From Dawn Powell, Dorothy Parker, Edith Wharton, and Edna St. Vincent Millay, over Toni Morrison and Joan Didion to Susan Sontag, you can find a variety of female writers from different backgrounds and various walks of life with a passion for words and observing the world around them. History is written from the male perspective, even though women make up 50% of the population, sometimes even more. It wasn't any different going back in time. Yet, we rarely know about the female perspective, even if it is something as mundane as a human interaction. It tells us more about how people lived and what was important to them. On July 28, 1912, Sarah Höxter Blumenthal wrote in her diary, "My first callers, Morton Solomon and George, called to visit me. We chatted for a while and ate candy. Then we sang both ragtime and classical songs. Mr. Solomon has a beautiful voice. It sounded lovely when we two sang together. Then they both sat one on each side of me on our long piano chair, and we sang love songs with our own remarks between them. It was simply great. They complimented me very much." This might seem mundane and uninteresting. Two young men visiting a young lady in New York City. This has happened more times than not in the history of time. So how could this be of any interest to anyone in 2024? Let me explain. While the scenario might seem rather dull, I find it incredibly fascinating to experience the summer day in 1912 through the eyes of this young girl named Sarah. Another great example is a piece of Dawn Powell's writing from 1953, confessing her love for New York City in a way that many people can identify with if they're lucky enough to have found the dream city and lived there. And I know that many people in New York identify with her experience until this day, despite the many troubles the city currently faces. There is really one city for everyone. Just as there is one major love. New York is my city because I have an investment I can always draw on, a bottomless investment of 21 years. I count the day I was born. Of building up an idea of New York, so no matter what happens here, I have the rock of my dreams of it that nothing can destroy. She is not wrong. Suppose you found something that you truly believe in, something you want to pursue with all your heart and can't let go. In that case, whether it's living and thriving in a certain place or pursuing a big passion, as long as you keep the dream alive, as long as the idea of the certain something keeps on living, nothing can shatter it. Not even the doubts and negativity of outsiders trying to intrude on your soul.